What's good, YouTube? It's your boy GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be discussing all of the NFL games from Week 9. A couple of really big performances, and one I'm probably going to mention here in a future video. You guys know who I should be talking about, but I don't really have much to say. There's a decent amount of games this week. I'm actually happy because my Packers finally were able to win a game. I think they play the Steelers next week, which isn't great but isn't bad, but let's get into the games. I mean, there's still a Monday night game, obviously, but I will cover that tonight after the game. So, yeah, a lot of sports tonight. I'm excited. First game we're going to talk about is the Thursday night game, obviously, the Titans and the Steelers. Titans rookie Will Levis reflects after first NFL loss versus the Steelers. Tennessee Titans rookie quarterback Will Levis needed a moment to reflect after losing by 4 points to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday night. I mean, this is his first loss in the NFL and his second game. But I don't know. I think the Titans might have found their QB for a good amount of time, especially comparing him, to Ryan Tannehill. I don't know. Steelers really aren't that good at anything. They've just won games this year. I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, the Titans really don't need Ryan Tannehill anymore, though. There's a couple of takeaways, Those are kind of the ones I took from that game. Will Levis, though, 22 for 39, 262 yards, but he did throw an interception, cost them the game. Kenny Pickett threw 19 for 30 and had a touchdown. Warren for the Steelers. Jalen Warren, great game, 11 carries, 88 yards. Derrick Henry had a rush touchdown. Phillips, I don't know who the hell that is on the Titans. It's kind of annoying. I mean, I know D-Hop had a really good game for my fantasy the week before this, but a guy like Phillips getting 4 catches for 68, I don't know. Deontay Johnson kind of had his breakout game of the year, 7 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. I feel like he's kind of giving them some momentum, but yeah, that's really all I got. Here we go with the Rams and the Packers. I got to talk about my Packers first here on Sunday. Packers snap a 4-game losing streak with a 17-point victory over the struggling Rams. Aaron Jones finally ended the Green Bay Packers' first half touchdown drought. Got us going. Christian Watson had some nice catches. There were a lot of fumbles on the Packers' part. It was a super sloppy win on our part, but we got the win. Cooper Kupp had a pretty big catch. 2 fumbles for Brett Rypien in the game. And, yeah, shout out to Aaron Jones. He played pretty damn good. So, yeah, but Brett Rypien threw for 130 yards, but he had a fucking interception. Plenty of turnovers, too. Jordan Love threw 20 for 26, 228 yards and a touchdown. And it doesn't seem like much, but it's probably one of his best games in a while. Aaron Jones got in the end zone for a rush touchdown. You get Cooper Kupp with 2 catches for 48 yards, while Luke Musgrave gets 3 catches, 51 yards, and a really big touchdown to pretty much seal the game for us. I don't have a lot to say about this game. It was pretty boring. A couple boring games this week, so let's move on. Next, we have the NFL Frankfurt games. One of them, the Dolphins and the Chiefs. We have another next week. But Patrick Mahomes throws 2 touchdowns, and the Chiefs hang on to beat the Dolphins by 7 in Germany. Patrick Mahomes said teammate Brian Cook looked as if he was running the anchor leg of a 4x100-meter track and field relay on his touchdown. Big play. I mean, the fumble and pitch, that was fucking awesome. That shit looked like straight out of Madden. Obviously the Dolphins had that mishandled snap at the end of the game, led to their demise there. Mostert had a nice little touchdown for me in fantasy, gotta love it. The fumble in their own end zone for Patrick Mahomes, I mean, a couple of things led to another, and it became a close game like that, but obviously the Dolphins weren't able to complete the comeback. Cedric Wilson had a crazy catch too, so yeah, it was a solid game. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa 21 for 34 and a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, though, 20 for 30, and he had 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, Raheem Mostert had a great game. Shout out to Mostert. 12 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown, continuing to be the guy, the go-to for my fantasy, which is crazy. Noah Gray for the Chiefs had 3 catches for 34, and that's really all there is to talk about. There weren't really that many huge performances. This is a pretty scrappy game, which is awesome because these are 2 of, the best teams in the NFL. So, yeah, besides the Eagles, of course. Next, we are going to talk about the Seahawks and Ravens. Ravens, this might be my title of the video. The Ravens might fucking go to the Super Bowl this year. They're looking insane, and the Seahawks are a good-ass team. Ravens beat the Seahawks by 34 behind the defense in Keaton Mitchell's big day. The Baltimore Ravens let the trade deadline pass without adding a running back, and they don't need to, as Keaton Mitchell goes out, has a humongous game for them. OBJ on his birthday scored his first touchdown as a Raven. That was a cool moment. Gus Edwards went off as well. I mean, their running backs are just insanity. I mean, Gus Edwards, though, touchdown after touchdown, just plowing into the end zone, playing amazing. Geno Smith threw for 157 yards, but he did throw a pick, and obviously they didn't really stand a chance. Lamar Jackson threw 21 for 26. You get Keaton Mitchell, 9 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown. One of the best performances from a running back this week. Jackson Smith-Njigba, the rookie for the Seahawks, at least he had a good game. That's really one of their only positives. 6 catches for 63 yards. You know, they can kind of rely on him for the future. And, yeah, that's really all I have for that game. It's just dominant defense for the Ravens. Yeah, shout out to them because they are probably a top 5 team in the NFL. So, yeah. Next is Browns-Cardinals. There's really no point in talking about this game because the Cardinals got shut out. Deshaun Watson throws 2 touchdown passes in his return from the shoulder injury. Browns demolished the Cardinals. They won by 27. Deshaun Watson reared back and in one motion signaled his return. So, yeah. Deshaun Watson did have kind of like a fluke pass that was deflected into Cooper's arms. There was like 7 sacks on Clayton Tune, who's like the new quarterback for the Cardinals. Kareem Hunt got in the end zone. Yeah, 3 turnovers as well for Clayton Tune. Rough day. Cardinals are down bad if that's their starting quarterback. I'm not going to say yet that they're the worst team in the league. They're definitely bottom 3. All sorts of turnovers leading to touchdowns and for the Browns. And yeah, just a good game. Deshaun Watson, 19 for 30, 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. Clayton Tune, 11 for 20, but he threw 2 interceptions. I guess he also had 5 carries for 28 yards. I guess he was doing it on the run game as well. Amari Cooper, huge game, 5 catches, 139 yards and a touchdown. So Amari Cooper, probably one of the more underrated receivers in the league, and he's showing why there. So, yeah. Next, we have the Buccaneers and the Texans game. This was probably one of the better games of the week. I would put C.J. Stroud all over my thumbnail, but again, I think I'm planning on making a video about him. What a fucking game. C.J. Stroud has 5 touchdowns and rookie record, 470 yards passing to lift the Texans past the Bucs by 2 points. Down by 4 with less than a minute to go Sunday, rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud had complete confidence that he could rally the Houston Texans to a victory. This is probably the best rookie quarterback performance in NFL history. I don't think we've ever seen a rookie quarterback do this. Tank Dell in the final drive, great catch. Just records. He's going to be setting way more in his career. C.J. Stroud is amazing. K. Dotton had a nice touchdown catch though late in the game. Dare Ogunbowale had a field goal, which was funny. And he gave them the lead, which is huge. Just touchdown after touchdown for Stroud. He played fantastic. Baker Mayfield played good too. 21 for 30, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just doesn't compare to C.J. Stroud. 30 for 42, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns. It's insane. Rashad White got in the end zone 2 times. Mike Evans had 4 catches for 87 yards, while Noah Brown, a huge game. 6 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown. I'm really excited to watch this Texans team because they're not a good team, but they're definitely not a bad team either. It's going to be great. This was definitely the highlight game of the week for me. So yeah. Bears and Saints. Taysom Hill's touchdowns receiving and passing, Paulson Adebo's takeaways lift the Saints past the Bears by 7 points. Taysom Hill's production near the goal line put him in Hall of Fame company, and defensive back Paulson Adebo had what he considered the game of his life. Strip sacks, insane defense for the Saints. We've known all along that the Saints have had a good defense this year. 2 interceptions from Paulson Adebo off of Tyson Bagent. Wide open Jawan Johnson in the end zone. Taysom Hill had that. Tyson Bagent and Cole Kmet is a really cool connection in the Bears team, but I don't know. Tyson Bagent, he threw 18 for 30, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. You'd think off of that alone he had a good game, but he threw 3 fucking interceptions. While Derek Carr, 25 for 34, 2 touchdowns, didn't throw a single turnover. Darnell Mooney had 5 catches for 82. That's a big game. Chris Olave got a receiving touchdown. So, yeah, nothing too much to talk about this game. This game didn't really matter too much to me. Bears are just struggling. Tyson Bagent is now 1-2 as their quarterback. So it's safe to say, Chris Collinsworth, that you can shut the hell up about Justin Fields studying him in film. 1-2. I mean, I guess Jay Fields is still like 1-3, but yeah. You know, obviously the Minnesota Vikings are in the same division as the Packers, so I can't really root for them that much. But I am pretty happy for them right now because they definitely turned their season around for the better. Despite Kirk Cousins being hurt, we have Joshua Dobbs rallying the Vikings to a 3-point victory over the Falcons 5 days after being acquired in a trade. Joshua Dobbs hadn't had time to learn his new Minnesota teammates' names in his 5 days with the team, much less figure out the playbook, and he came out absolutely balled out. 22 seconds remaining, hits Brandon Powell for a touchdown, Tyler Algier. I mean, this was a really good game as well. This was one of the other highlight games of like at least the 12 o'clock window. Josh Dobbs rushing touchdown. Bijan Robinson unfortunately turned the ball over, and it kind of sucks because his tenure for the Falcons is kind of going downhill a little bit. I know he's probably going to be on the team for a while, but I don't know. Yeah, good play by Jonnu Smith as well to get a touchdown. But yeah, man, Dobbs wins them the day. 20 for 30. He threw 2 touchdowns. Taylor Heineke, not a terrible game. I mean, 21 for 38, 268 yards and a touchdown. He did throw a pick, though. Definitely costly in a close game like this. Joshua Dobbs doing it on the ground as well. I mean, you might not have thought his passing stats were impressive, but 7 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Quite amazing there. But Jonnu Smith had a monster game. Despite the loss for the Falcons, 5 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Big game for tight end. Number 1, because it seems like Kyle Pitts is damn near non-existent for this team, and it sucks because now I would say the Falcons are a pretty bad team in the league, but I don't know. Here we are with the Commanders-Patriots game. Jartavius Martin's late interception helps the Commanders on the Patriots by 3. I mean, Sam Howell was kicking himself. I mean, he couldn't believe it. I don't know. Commanders, yeah, picking off Mac Jones to seal the win. Mac Jones, another game-costing interception. Sam Howell ran a 3rd and 23. And he converted it. That was crazy. Sam Howell, great touchdown to Jahan Dotson. Ramondre Stevenson had a big run. Mac Jones had a passing touchdown or 2. I think he had 1. I mean, pretty solid game offensively. I mean, Sam Howell, 29 for 45, 325 yards and a touchdown. He did throw a pick, but he definitely outplayed Mac Jones as 24 for 44 and a touchdown. He threw a pick as well. At least Sam Howell didn't do it late in the game. Brandon Robinson had a rush touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson had 9 carries, 87 yards and a touchdown. You get Scary Terry, 5 catches, 73 yards. I'm not sure who Demario Douglas is, but he came out, had 5 catches for 55, so really not bad there. Yeah, not much to say. The Patriots should probably tank at this point, even though there's probably like 3 or 4 teams ahead of them in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes and / Marvin Harrison Jr. But yeah. Now let's move on to the Colts and the Panthers game. The Panthers are fucking trash. I don't know. You know what? I think the Cardinals might be the worst. I don't know. Kenny Moore's 2 pick sixes helped Colts snap a 3-game losing streak with a 14-point win over the Panthers. The Indianapolis Colts defense entered Sunday's game reeling after allowing at least 37 points in each of its past 3 games. Kind of ridiculous. Bryce Young was sacked to seal the game. Kenny Moore, 2 pick sixes. Excuse me. Against, obviously, a rookie Bryce Young, he's going to make mistakes. I mean, Bryce had a touchdown to DJ Chark. Jonathan Taylor had a rush touchdown. Or he had a touchdown, I think. I don't know. Gardner Minshew, 17 for 26 and a touchdown, while Bryce Young finished 24 for 39 with a touchdown. 3 interceptions, though. Obviously, not great at all. Not really anything too impressive about this game. I mean, Hayden Hurst had 2 catches for 54 yards, but that's about it. I don't have too much to say about this game. Pretty boring. I think we can move on. Giants versus Raiders. I mean, another pretty boring game. Raiders roll past the Giants by 24 to give Antonio Pierce a win in his debut as interim coach. Maybe that's all they needed. I mean, the Raiders are still a pretty shitty team, but it's cool to see their interim coach get his first one in his debut. The smell of cigar smoke wafted behind the locker room door, and there was no doubt the Raiders were at long last enjoying themselves, finally enjoying a victory that they deserved. I mean, Josh Jacobs had a good game running the ball. Nate Dobbs had a nice interception. Giants didn't get on the board till the fourth quarter. Daniel Jones injured his knee. We've now figured out that it's a season-ending injury. Hope Daniel Jones gets well soon. That's really sad. Obviously, he's not that good of a quarterback in the NFL, but that's no reason to shit on him right now. So, yeah, Josh Jacobs, though, great game. Probably, damn near cost me my fantasy, seriously. But DeVito, I thought it was like Felipe Franks or something, but it's DeVito. 15 for 20, 175 yards and a touchdown, but he did throw 2 picks. And honestly, Aiden O'Connell didn't play too bad. 16 for 25, 209 yards. Perfectly acceptable. I mean, Saquon Barkley, great game. 16 carries, 90 yards. Josh Jacobs, though, getting in the end zone 2 times, while Darius Slayton had 4 catches for 59 yards, and Trey Tucker had 2 catches for 52 yards. So, yeah, it was pretty boring, but whatever. I feel like we can kind of debate, or end the debate on who the best team in the NFL is. It's the Eagles. I mean, they've definitely distinguished themselves from everyone else in the league. But yeah, Jalen Hurts shakes off knee injury and leads the Eagles past the Cowboys by 5 for the NFL best 8-1 mark. I know record doesn't necessarily mean every fucking thing, but they're 8-1, so give them their credit. Jalen Hurts feigned memory loss. What raced through his mind when a helmet crashed into his already bruised left knee and sent him bobbling towards the sideline, and sent edgy Eagles fans into several anxious moments. I mean, he knew he had to come out, win the game. You know, what do you do? Came out, won the game. Cowboys almost had a game-winning drive, and I got to give credit to Dak. He actually played really well, but they came up short. Jalen Hurts hit a deep shot to Devontae Smith. Jalen Hurts also found A.J. Brown a couple times. Obviously the tush push was big in this game as well. Dak Prescott, though, I think he played really well. 29 for 44, 374 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he outplayed Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts was still consistent. I mean, 17 for 23, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really good game on his part, as we get CeeDee Lamb, a monster game despite the loss. 11 catches, 191 yards. A.J. Brown got in the end zone, so that's cool. Wow. I don't know. I think it's safe to say we can move on to the Sunday night game. Shout out to the Eagles, big win. Shout out to Dak Prescott, despite losing, really big performance. I will admit, holy shit, I didn't really watch this Bills-Bengals Sunday night game. I really wanted to, but Fortnite was going crazy. I was streaming GZTV live on Twitch, all lowercase, by the way, if you want to catch that. But we can talk about it a little bit. I mean, Joe Burrow passes for 348 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Bengals defense clamps down on the Bills in the 6-point win. The Cincinnati Bengals showed a national TV audience. They're so serious NFC playoff AFC playoff contenders. Drew Sample hurdled the defender. That was cool. The intentional grounding call was kind of crazy. Kind of left Josh Allen in disbelief there. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs had plenty of connections between each other. Still wasn't able to get the victory. I need to finish this video. Jesus, I'm going insane. Huge hit by Nick Scott to recover a fumble for the Bengals. Joe Mixon had a touchdown. He actually played pretty damn good. Josh Allen, though, 26 for 38 with a touchdown. He did throw an interception and got heavily outplayed by Joe Burrow. 31 for 44, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. But shout out to Josh Allen, getting done on the ground as well. 8 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Joe Mixon got in the end zone. Stephon Diggs had 6 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown, while T. Higgins had his best game of the year, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not, actually. I think he had a big week, like week 3. But he had 8 catches, 110 yards. So, yeah, really big game, really good primetime game. Sometimes those primetime games be disappointing, but that definitely wasn't the case this time. So, yeah, that was awesome. Obviously, tonight's game, I don't think it's going to be that good of a game. Chargers-Jets. I don't know. The Jets might stand a chance. It's kind of crazy because they're actually having a good season, but I'll see you guys then. Okay, so the last bit of content I'm shooting for the evening. We have the Chargers-Jets game to talk about on Monday Night Football. obviously it kind of went how it was expected. I wasn't really surprised. Chargers roll past the Jets by 21 behind Davis's punt return, Austin Eckler's 2 touchdowns, and LA's sack-happy defense, which sounds very sus. Pause. But Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers offense didn't have to do much against the New York Jets. I mean, every other part of their team, the run game, the defense, the special teams, I mean, everything but passing worked out for them, and that's fine. Yeah. Zach Wilson was in hell that game. I mean, Jesus. Aaron Rodgers, kind of talking about coming back. That's a big storyline for them. Yeah, wow. The strip on Zach Wilson, sack after sack after sack. Keenan Allen made a pretty ridiculous catch, but it's not like Justin Herbert played super extraordinary. He threw 16 for 30. That's really it. Zach Wilson threw 33 for 49. That's pretty much it. Austin Eckler had 2 rush touchdowns. Really good game for him. And Garrett Wilson had 7 catches for 80 yards. That's really all that's worth talking about from this game. Yeah, I'm going to be posting this. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, all that stuff. I don't really have time for an outro. I'm trying to get to bed here, man, and it's hot as shit. I'm trying to get my fan on. Obviously, I can't have it on, the background of my videos and stuff. We're actually going to watch a movie tomorrow. I kind of forgot about that. So, yeah, stay tuned. I'm out.